everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to do another 3 looks with one palette, and I was going back and forth on what palette I actually wanted to use, and I have decided we are going to be using the Mikayla X Glamlite palette. Now I picked this palette because 1, it's still pretty new, and 2, there are so many choices within this palette. And I know personally I have not hit like even a quarter of all of these colors. So I thought it would be fun to just do 3 different looks. That way if you have this palette you can have some inspiration, and if you don't have this palette you can try to recreate them with the palettes you do have. I'm really excited because there is one look that I've actually taken off of TikTok. I will have to find that picture for you to show you, but I did find it off TikTok and I'm really excited to try that, and that's the look we're going to start with. So before we begin, I would love if you would hit that subscribe button. It would mean so much to me, and we'll get going. Alright, so I went ahead and did my face, and I searched and searched and searched for this picture. I thought Mikayla recreated it. I thought I knew the person who originally made it, but I can't seem to find this picture. So we're going to go based off my memory. And if you know the look and you know who actually created it, please let me know. I would love to give them credit, but I just can't find the picture right now. So to begin, we're going to start with this shade right here, which is called Harley. I'm just taking a fluffy brush, and the way I remember this look is that the outer corner, the outer third, and the inner corner were a deep brown, like a cool tone brown. So I'm starting with Harley because it's not super deep. It's actually lighter than I thought it was, but we're going to start with Harley. And it just goes on the outer portion and the inner corner. And then I'm actually just going to use the same brush, and we're going to go one shade over, called How You Doin'. Same spots, outer corner and inner corner. Every time I use these colors, I just forget how smoothing they are. Like, they make your eyes look so smooth. And I am going to do a little bit of blending, kind of connect those two at the top. Now I'm going to take like a flat, fluffy brush. Like, it's still pretty fluffy, but it's flatter. We're going to go with this brush, and we're going to go into this shade, which is called the Best Color. And this is the color that's going to go right in the center. It's such a crazy color for me. I'm taking the color pretty high up just because I have hooded eyes, and when my eyes are open, I'd still like you to see the color. I'd still like you to see the best color. Now I'm going to go back into How You Doin', and we're just going to blend that color in a bit better. And basically you're just going back and forth between the 2 colors, the Best Color and How You Doin', until you get it to the blendedness that you like. Now I'm going to go back into How You Doin' and Harley, and I'm going to mix these 2 and do my lower lash line. And I'm just going to make sure to connect it to the upper lash line, and then go corner to corner. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of the color Harley, which is that first light shade that we used, and just go around all of the edges to blend everything out. I wish I could find that picture because I feel like this is not how it was, but this is the best my memory came up with. I know these are the colors because I know it wasn't a super dark look, and I know that the green color was the center focus of it, but it feels very blah to me right now, like I'm missing something. So if you can find that picture, please tag me in it or send it to me or something. I would really like to see it again. For the inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the highlight that I used for my face. I used it out of my Hourglass palette. It is this shade right here, which I believe is Glistening Strobe Light. I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner and just brighten up that space. Alright, I'm going to put mascara on and put some lipstick on, and then I'll show you the finished look. Alright, here is our finished look. I did actually go ahead and add some like darker brown eyeliner to my waterline on my lower lashes. I think it helped tie everything together a little bit. I'm kind of bummed that I don't remember it as well as I thought I did, and then I can't find the picture. But anyways, this is the finished look. It's a very simple look. It's easy to do. It's basically a halo eye, and you can really mix up colors with this. Brown and green, I would not have thought to put together, but they work, and I think that's really cool. So this is the first look. Stay tuned for look number 2. Alright, so for look number 2, I'd really like to try out some of these more bluish green tones. I think this shade is going to be super pretty, so that's the main shimmer that I want to use. But to begin, we're going to start with this shade, which is called Freetown. I'm going to start with a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to begin with dusting that in my crease area. The pigment on this palette is just insane. I take the lightest amount and I've got full pigment. It's crazy. And I'm going to try something. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to take that green shade, the best color ever. Nope. It's just called the best color. It's this green shade. It's the one we used in the last look. I'm going to use my same brush and just lightly go over where I placed the blue already. And it's kind of toning down like the intense blue look and giving it more of a teal look. But I liked how that turned out, so I didn't screw it up quite yet. I'm going to take a more defined fluffy brush, and we're actually going to go into this darker shade called Willow. And I'm going to place that on the outer third. I'm taking my big fluffy brush that we used the blue and green on to diffuse this Willow shade, because I just wanted to add a little bit of depth into the look, but I don't want it to be like so brown. And honestly, Willow, it kind of has a purple undertone. Just wanted to add a little bit of dimension. That's why I'm not blending it out with the brush that I applied it with. Now we're going to go into the shimmer. This is the shade Audrey. I take it on my finger just like I normally do, and we're going to press that on the inner portion of the lid in the center. And holy cow, it's a shimmer shade, but man, it looks like a glitter. Holy cow, that is a stunning glitter shade. So stunning, it dyed my finger. I'm going to take a flat shader brush. I just can't get the color all the way into the inner corners, so we're going to use the brush and apply, which it applies very nicely with the brush too. I didn't even need to use my finger. Now we're going to go back and just blend everything together, so I'm going to add a little bit more Willow to this outer third here. And then I'm going to mix the blue and the green, Freetown, and the best color on our big fluffy brush, and blend everything out. So we're going to diffuse the shimmer line and also the Willow shade. I'm getting some mermaid vibes here, but I'm not mad at it. I do want to brighten it up a little bit, so I'm going to take this shimmer shade called Nars. Nope, it's called Nars. And I'm going to place that right in the center of the lid and just try to brighten it up right above the pupil. The shimmers are phenomenal, in case you haven't noticed. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm going to start with Willow, and we're just going to bring that into the outer third and connect it to the top. And then I'm going to take a small brush, and we're going to mix Freetown and the best color again, and place that on the rest of the lower lash line, so from the inner corner, and we're going to just kind of blend it over Willow. That way we kind of have the same effect as our top lash, as our top lid. Now I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. There's not going to be any product on it, and I'm just going to go around all of the edges, including the lower lash line, and just blend everything out. And then for our inner corner, I actually want to use Nars again. Just add a little bit of sparkle right in the inner corner and brighten it up a bit. And here are the eyes. I'm going to put mascara on, get my lips done, and I'll show you the finished look. So here is our finished look for look number 2. I have to say, I feel very mermaidish, but I also feel like my eyes are super dark, and I don't quite know how to take it. I really, really love the shimmers. I think this palette has the most amazing shimmers. I mean, my fingers are still blue. Hopefully you can kind of see it. If you have this palette and you've used the blues, then you know that I'm terrified of my eyelids now being stained. For me personally, I don't typically reach for blues, so it's just kind of an out there kind of look for me. I think it's really pretty. I really had a good time doing it, and now I just have to adjust. This is how I'm going to go about the rest of my day with super dark blue eyes. Hang tight and we'll go to look number 3. Alright, let's start look number 3. To begin, I'm going to go into this shade. It's called How Ya Doin'. I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to start by putting that in the crease and kind of making it a transition. So in the crease and buffing it a little bit up towards my eyebrow. Next, we're going to go into this shade, which is called Simba. I'm still using a pretty fluffy brush, but it's smaller than my last one. And I'm going to put that in the crease as well. And I take it a little bit above my crease just because my eyes are hooded. So that way when my eyes are open, you'll still see the color. But I'm not taking it as high as we took the first shade. And then I'm just taking the brush that I used How You Doing on and diffusing it a bit more. That way there's no harsh lines between the transition shade and the Simba shade. Next, I'm going to go into this shimmer shade. It's called Glow Up. And I use my fingers. Of course, it's stunning, just like all the other shimmers. I'm going to take a flat shader brush like I normally do just to get that pigment all the way into the inner corner. And I also like to use the flat shader brush to get it as far on the outer third that I want it to and up as high as I want it to. That way it's kind of like a cohesive arc. I'm going to go back in with our Simba color. I'm just going to take the tiniest amount and just diffuse that shimmer line. Going back in with How You Doing just to keep everything cohesive and blend out the transition a little bit more. Now I'm going to take a smaller brush and we're still going to be using Simba, not Sigma, my bad. And we're going to use that on the lower lash line. I'm going to connect it to the top and drag it to the inner corner. Now normally this is probably where I would end my eye look, but today I want to use the shade called Cookie. So I'm going to start with a brown eyeliner, and bear with me, I'm not super good at the whole eyelining thing, but I'm just going to do a thin line right on my lash line. If I didn't mention, this is just a ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner. It's in the shade Sunny Veil. And then the shimmer that I really want to go into is this one. It's called Cookie. And it's a beautiful brown shimmer type thing. So I'm kind of taking a small, it's pretty thin, but it's still kind of thick, but it's a small brush. So hopefully it will just pack on that eyeliner super easily. Now the eyeliner just looks shimmery. You can't really see the full effect of it. That Glow Up shade that we used all over the lid has a lot of gold to it, so it kind of overpowers the brown shimmer. But I like the effect that it created. And then for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to use my Nabla Skin Glazing. This is the highlight that I used on my face today. And I'm just going to brighten up the inner corners. Okay, here are the eyes. I'm going to put some mascara on and get a lip on, and then we'll show you the finished look. Here is our finished look. This is the third look of our 3 looks with one palette. I think this one might be my favorite. It seems the most me, and I actually had a lot of fun doing it. I got to use some eyeliner, which is always a struggle for me, but I think it turned out really pretty. You'll have to let me know which of the 3 looks is your favorite. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's another palette you want to see 3 looks with one palette type videos with, you'll have to let me know what palette you're interested in. Even if I don't currently have it, I would be happy to pick it up and test it out for you. So again, you'll have to let me know which of the 3 looks is your favorite. I'm pretty disappointed with the first look. I thought I could remember what that picture looked like a lot better than I did. So it was very bland and simple for me. It just kind of looked brown with a little pop of green in there. So that one's not my favorite, but if you liked it, I'm glad you did. The second look made me feel like mermaid, and I like that look, but I'm not a person who typically wears blue a lot, so it was kind of bold for me. It was kind of weird seeing myself in the mirror and like catching a glimpse of it, and I'm like, wow. But I had a lot of fun creating it, and that blue shimmer, I have no words for the shimmer formula in this palette. They're just amazing. Thankfully though, that blue did not stain my eyes, and after a few times washing my hands, it did come off my fingers too. And then this is the third look, obviously. It is my favorite of the 3, but again, I would love to know what your opinion is, and if you've tried the Mikayla X Glamlite palette, I would love to know your thoughts about it. Other than that though, this is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. It just helps me out and lets me know what kind of content you guys are really enjoying. I'm here on Tuesdays and Fridays, 10 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.